you please say sadhu 3 times really loud? And one more time. And one last time. On behalf of the London Buddhist Vihara and the management committee and the congregation, I now respectfully invite Most Venerable Bogoda Sri Seelawimala Nayaka Mahathera, head of London Buddhist Vihara and the Chief Sanganayaka of Great Britain, to deliver the welcome speech.
Subha Sandhyaවක් වේවා. Sadhavat Pinmatni. Good afternoon, everyone. Venerable Mahes Sangha, dear devotees in the Dhamma, as Bhante Upananda mentioned, I'm going to deliver the welcome speech for this annual KATHINA ceremony at the London Buddhist Vihara. First of all, with great respect to the Mahasangha, the holy community of the monks, I would like to welcome all the members of the holy community of the monks today for the annual KATHINA ceremony in 2022. We would like to welcome Most Venerable Makure Mangala Thero, head of the East Ham Lumbini Vihara. He has come with other 2 resident monks, Venerable Rakwani Sumanananda Thera, Venerable Bangladesh Dharmapala Thera. Most Venerable Pethigamuwe Hemarathana, Chief Sanganayaka of England, from the Readbridge Buddhist Vihara, incumbent head of the Readbridge Buddhist Vihara, Ilford. He has come with Professor Dedunupitiye Vijita Dhamma Thera, professor in Pali and Buddhist Studies in Jawaharlal University. And Most Venerable Kohukumbure Sri Dhamma Thero, acting head of the Thames Buddhist Vihara, has come with Most Venerable Kongaswala Hemarathana Thero, Most Venerable Ven.Gunnepane Sumanarama Thero, head of the Edmonton Samadhi Buddhist Vihara, Most Venerable Dedunupitiye Vimala Mahathero, head of the Letchworth Buddhist Vihara, Most Venerable Mahabratane Kasapa Thero, and Most Venerable Matugama Palita Thero, head of the Cambridge Buddhist Vihara. We are expecting other 2 monks, Venerable Akurala Samita Thero, head of the Dhammaniketana Vihara in Letchworth, and Dhammula Hemarathana Thero. They are on their way. They will be coming soon to the ceremony. And other venerables are here. Most Venerable Bandula Thero, Most Venerable Dedunupitiye Upananda, Chief Sanganayaka of the USA, and Venerable Sukhitamano, and we with myself are from the London Buddhist Vihara. I think I have mentioned all the Mahasangha, name of the Mahasangha. warmly welcome to our annual Kathina ceremony, Venerable Sirs. You are very welcome for this event. Also, I would like to welcome our Dayakas, trustees of the London Buddhist Vihara Trust, and also all the Dayakas who have attended to this very great meritorious deed. All of you are very welcome. In this year, our Kathina ceremony is not only Kathina ceremony, our annual Kathina puja has been sponsored by 5 families. Mr. Chandrawansa and Kanthi with Chalaka Payagala. And Mr. Mahes Punchiheva and Mrs. Savithri Punchiheva. Mr. Asoka Payagala and Mrs. Pushpanjalie Payagala. Dr. Mihiri Coxhead and Dr. Mihiri Coxhead. Mrs. Sheila Wijesinghe and Mrs. Renuka Perera. These are the 5 families. If I mention again the first name, Mr. Chandrawansa Payagala and Mrs. Kanthi Payagala and Chalaka, their son. On behalf of these 5 families, again I would welcome our Dayakas to the Kathina ceremony today.
Up next is administration of the 5 precepts. I respectfully invite Most Venerable Makure Mangala Mahathera, head of East Ham Lumbini Vihara, to administer the 5 precepts. Our lay devotees, please say sadhu 3 times and recite Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅඝaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Saṅඝaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Saṅඝaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Pānāti pātā vēramaṇī sikkāpadaṃ samādhiyāmi, Adinādānā vēramaṇī sikkāpadaṃ samādhiyāmi, Kāmesu miccācārā vēramaṇī sikkāpadaṃ samādhiyāmi, Musāvādā vēramaṇī sikkāpadaṃ samādhiyāmi, Surāmēraya majjapamā daṭṭhānā vēramaṇī sikkāpadaṃ samādhiyāmi,
As per the noble Theravada Buddhist tradition, the Dayakas who are sponsoring this year's Kathina will now make their statement of purpose.
Venerable Sirs, we present these robes as Kathina together with the other requisites of the Sangha. So, Venerable Sirs, please accept these robes and the other requisites from us for our long-lasting welfare and happiness.
Most Venerable Thawalama Bandula Mahathera now introduce the weekly sponsors who have sponsored the weekly requisites for the Mahasangha.
Most Venerable Nayaka Theras and Mahasangha, dear friends in the Dhamma, month of July, full moon day, you have invited monks to spend rain retreat at the London Buddhist Vihara. There are 4 monks who are looked after by our Dayakas. So weekly they have sponsored and also they have arranged necessary things for the monks, morning dana, and also the other requisites were arranged by them. So I would like to mention their name. The Mr. and Mrs. Chandrawansa and Kanthi Payagala, Mr. and Mrs. Asoka and Pushpanjalie Payagala, and Mr. and Mrs. Mahes and Savithri Punchiheva, Mrs. Ramya Vikramasuriya, and also the Mrs. Rosi Kudaligama, Mrs. Kanthi Payagala, Mrs. Sumana Wijesinghe, Mr. Rani Ramtike, and Mr. Dr. Dharmani Makalanda and Mr. Amra Makalanda, and Mr. and Mrs. Susanti Alice and Mrs. Vinita Di Alice, and Mrs. Chandra Opata, Mrs. Sudharma Amarasinghe, Dr. Amarasinghe, and Mrs. Anula Vijayaratna, and Mr. Danny Vijayaratna, and Mrs. Kamanika Ratnayake, and Dr. Deepa Ratnayake, and Mr. and Mrs. Vajra and Niluka Vidanagamage, and Dr. Mihiri and Dr. Neil Coxhead, and Mr. and Mrs. Jayasena, and Mrs. Sheila Wijesinghe and Renuka Perera, and Mrs. Kumari Vijayaratna, and Mr. Vijayaratna Bandara, and Mr. Kumar Perera, and Mrs. Vasanthi Perera, and also the Mrs. Pavitra Ratnapala, and Sureshini and Janak Ranasinghe. All those families, they look after those monks at the London Buddhist Vihara. We would like to convey our Punyanvodana for them, and also this is also part of the Kathina Dana. So these are the people who helped these 4 monks. Not only that, there are a lot of people who supported monks at this rain retreat. We would like to give blessings for them. May the blessings be with you all.
Most Venerable Bogoda Seelawimala Nayaka Mahathera will now give an introduction to this ceremony.
Venerable Bhantes, dear friends, I just want to give a little introduction about the significance of the Kathina ceremony. The Buddha addressed the monks, go forth, O bhikkhus, for the good of the many, for the happiness of the many, out of compassion for the world, for the benefit, for the good, for the happiness of gods and men, preach the doctrine that is beautiful in the beginning, beautiful in its middle, and beautiful in its ending. Declare the holy life in its purity, completely both in the spirit and the letter. Mahavagga Pali. Devotees of the Buddha, seeing the inconveniences and hardship that the monks face while traveling during the rainy season, brought the matter to the Buddha's attention. The ancient ascetic practice at the time was for the ascetics to stay in one place during the rainy season and observe their religious practices. The Buddha thereby laid down the precepts of Anujanami Bhikkhave Vasane Vasang Upagantum. Monks, I recommend you to observe rain retreat. Observing the retreat during this season that we refer to as the Vassa retreat. It may have been in response to the request by the devotees following the common ascetic traditions of the time. In our Theravada tradition, the Nayakas invite the monks what we call Vassaradhana during the period of the retreat beginning on the full moon day of July and the ending of the full moon day of October. Monks are required to stay in their assigned dwelling places. At the London Buddhist Vihara, as Venerable Bandula Thera mentioned, Venerable Bandula, Most Venerable Upananda, Thera, and myself observed the rainy retreat in this year. And Venerable Sukhitamano assisted in all our religious activities. During the Vasana period for monks to have rest and intensive practice of the Dhamma, after long travels, learn and comprehend the teachings of the Buddha, to spend the time is quiet contemplation, meditation, and help the lay people in their spiritual development. During the Vasana period, monks perform Uposatha Kamma, a ceremony during which the monks in retreat establish their purity of conduct, as monks whereby the monks individually declare their shortcomings in the presence of the other monks and ask their purity. During the period of a monk, if the monk leaves the dwelling place, the monk has to observe the rule of Sati Karanaya or Sattaha Karanaya. That is, not leave the dwelling place for more than 7 days. If there are any urgent reasons, they can leave, but within 7 days to be attended to the place where they have observed rainy retreat. At the end of the Vasana period, according to the Vinaya rule, monks have to perform Pavarana ceremony, termination ceremony. The Buddhist monks who are fully ordained, committed to observe the Vasana retreat, and the lay devotees who have agreed to take care of the monks during this period are very aware about the needs of the monk. Monks give the promise to prepare the background and the spiritual atmosphere for a Kathina robe to be offered and ceremony to be held at the end of the retreat. The lay people too need to keep their part of the commitment with diligence. Monks in retreat promise to lead the laity in the proper spiritual path by instructing them in the Dhamma and attending to their spiritual needs. During this 3 months period, every evening here at the London Buddhist Vihara, we monks did puja and chanting Dhammacakka Pavattana Sutta. Yesterday I counted. during the period we have recited 104 sessions of Dhammacakka Sutta in this Vihara. For the last 2.5 years, as we face a big challenge of COVID-19, hence our chanting was basically focused to give blessings to good health and protection from the dangers of COVID. Besides the regular weekly programs, 4 Sinhalese sermons and 3 retreats had organized by the Nayaka group. Meanwhile, the laity is immensely grateful to the monks. I want to mention a lot of people joined by online service. Today as well, there are a lot of people have joined via online for this ceremony. I would like to welcome them to the event. The laity gets a chance to practice generosity by offering dana and providing the monks with the 4 requisites: food, clothing, means chivara, shelter, and medicine. A practical way the laity can express generosity and appreciation. Here the 5 families have dedicated their time taking care of the monks with other supportive groups. In this way, the Vassana period was benefited to both monks and laity. End of the 3 months retreat period, Dayakas organized the Kathina ceremony. It is the time the lay people offer a special robe to monks together with other robes. The ceremony is also a culmination of the 3 months long process of spiritual engagement and involvement. Kathina ceremony and robe offering can also be interpreted as a way of showing gratitude. Gratitude can be viewed as an important virtue that is exhibited in the Kathina ceremony. In the process of offering the requirements of the monks in retreat and tending to them, the laity shows gratitude to the monks. Gratitude, Kathanyu, is considered a central virtue in Buddha's teaching. Offering of a special robe at the end of the Vassana retreat started during the time of the Buddha. Some months after observing the 3 months retreat were going to meet the Buddha, was thoroughly drenched and soaked by the rain, did not possess an extra robe. Observing this, the Buddha allowed them to accept an extra robe. Devotees from the time like Visakha Mahopasikawa were very happy to offer a special robe called Kathina. It is referred as Kathina Chivara. Ever since Buddhist community in Theravada countries, most dominant meritorious deed is the offering of Kathina Chivara. Kathina robe can be offered to the Sangha in the monastery only once a year. The Kathina robe is offered to the Sangha by the recitation of a special gatha, and the monks accept the robe. Now it is the property of the Sangha. After the Sangha has accepted the robe, they choose among themselves the monk most deserving to give the robe. A formal ceremony is formed accepting the robe. This is called Kathina ceremony. Offering of Kathina robe and the period of the Vassana retreat are considered immensely meritorious. It was mentioned in the Nagita Apadana, the Kathina Dana is the highest meritorious deed among the act of wholesome deeds in the realm of sensual world, Kama Vachara Kusala Kama. Venerable Nagita has said, I quote, I have never experienced in the lower realms in the period of 30 eons with the advantage and results of offering the Kathina robe to the noble community of the Sangha. So this is the introduction. We can understand how important the offering of Kathina in sansaric dimension. It is a guarantee not to go to hell in our next existence ever. And also Nibbanic dimension, immensely helpful for us to cross over the kilesa sansaric ocean of kilesa and to attain nirvana. Such an important event you are attending here today. Very fortunate event for your life.
Two things are going to be done the next moment. Offering of Vassa Vasika Pirikara, that's in Sinhalese, meaning traditionally, wherever the monks have successfully completed their annual mandatory rain retreat or Vassana retreat, receive special parikara, special requisites called Vassa Vasika Parikara. Vassa Vasika literally means those who have observed Vassa. Meaning, so the monks who have observed the Vassana will receive the special requisites from the Dayakas, and then at the same time, the Kathina robe that you have prepared would be offered to the Sangha, and the Most Venerable Bandula Mahathera will now officiate that moment.
Venerable Sirs, I think most of you can remember that you have invited monks to spend a rain retreat at the London Buddhist Vihara, and you have promised to look after the monks, and also you have done that your duty. Now, according to Buddhist custom, the Dayakas, they are ready to offer the Kathina robe, because there are about 15 monks here today, and there are 4 monks who spend the rain retreat at the London Buddhist Vihara. So it is a tradition, before offering Kathina robe, offer a special gift for the monks, saying thanks for spending a rain retreat. So it is called the Vassa Vasika. Whoever spends the rain retreat, that venerables will receive a special present from the Dayakas. It is actually a special robe. So now it is time to offer that Vassa Vasika. I would like to ask our Dayakas to proceed with it. Most Venerable Nayaka Thera, Venerable Seelawimala Nayaka Thera, and also the Most Venerable Dedunupitiye Upananda Nayaka Thera, and also myself, and also Venerable Sukita Bano, to spend the rain retreat here. Now it is time to offer that robes to the monks. Now it is time to start main offerings. That means the offering of Kathina robe. So it is Kathina is it's like building a pagoda, starting with the foundation. That means is inviting monks, then slowly you develop, because developing spiritual activities every day, doing meritorious deed,
And lastly, this is the day we are going to establish the pinnacles and also the Vajra. Otherwise, we can say putting the valuable stone in the top of that pagoda. So this is the things happening here today. So there are few things to complete to this Kathina. There should be monks to observe rain retreat. It is fulfilled. And also there should be monks who did not violate the precepts of that rain retreat. So it is also because the monks at the London Buddhist Vihara, they didn't violate it. They have stayed in the Vihara for this period. And also now these offerings can be done only once a year in a Vihara. So that is why this become difficult, because you can offer many robes, many atapirikas anytime, but the Kathina robes can be offered once a year at a Vihara. So you can't offer 2 Kathinas in one Vihara. So only just one Kathina can be offered. That Kathina, that is why that word itself said it is difficult, and also there are many meanings on it. But the people who are gathered here, our Dayakas, they are familiar with the practice because they are doing it. Many people, they want to do these Kathina offerings because they know it is good deeds, and also there are a lot of things involved with it, and also you can make a lot of meritorious deeds within this Kathina ceremony. So you all have done a lot of good deeds, a lot of good thought developed within this Kathina ceremony. And also it is not, there are 5 families here who look after and who promise to do this Kathina ceremony this year. But it is not only their Kathina, it is a Kathina of all the people who are here. Whatever the things you have offered in the name of Kathina will include in this Kathina ceremony. So it is, although they have taken part of it, initiated, and also they are the main sponsors, they may be main sponsors, but think that you are all part of this Kathina ceremony. So that is what you have to think. And also Kathina cannot be offered somebody else. It should be offered to the monks. So all the monks are here today to accept your offerings, your Kathina. So whatever the qualities you need, it has been fulfilled. Now this is the time to offer the Kathina robe. So I would like to ask our Dayakas to take the Kathina robe and spread it out. I would like to say that Venerable Samita Thera and Venerable Piyananda Thera also arrived, although a little bit late, but they arrived. They are coming from very far. You know that they are coming from Birmingham to attend this Venerable Nayaka Thera's request. Yeah. Can you take this robe? And also you have to spread. Because in our countries, we offer this Kathina robe by all the Dayakas. We call this Satara Peruwe Dayaka. That means 4 sides of all the Dayakas are included in this offering. As much as you can spread out, please. වාඩි වෙන්න. එතකොට අනිත් පැයට තල්ලන්න දෙසිය. It is not offering of Sri Lankan Buddhists. It is a Buddhist of all. There are Buddhists from India, Buddhists from Bangladesh, Buddhists from England, and everywhere.
all of you are part of these offerings. So let us offer this cutting rope, have faith and have your saddha, and also have loving kindness and compassion, develop your good qualities. Now think that we are going to offer this rope to the Sangha. So to offer the cutting rope, please recite the Namo Tassa Bhagavatu Arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times, please. Please repeat after me loudly. Imang kathina chivarang sanghassa dima. Imang kathina chivarang sanghassa dima. Imang kathina chivarang Sanghassa dima. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now you can fold it and offer it. Back of the door, please. Now it is the time to offer the cutting rope. Please come forward and offer to the Sangha.
Up next is Punyanamodana, or the sharing of merits. As per the tradition, Most Venerable Mathukumpalita Mahathera, Abbot of Cambridge Buddhist Vihara, now chant the Punyanamodana in his powerful poetic voice.
Kippameva samijjatu sabbe purentu citta sankappa chando ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevaca ato nibbana sampatti mina Saitala tilaka sakalaknyaya sagara paragata sesanaika gunaratna mandiraya mana apatatagata arhat samyak sangbuddha sarvajña rajotamayanan vahanse vising anudana vadala paridhi utum katina jivarayak puja kirimen ha පුරාතෙමසක් මුළුල්ලෙහි මහා සංඝරත්නය උදෙසා චීවර පිණ්ඩපාත සේනාසන ගිලම්පස යන සිව්පසයෙන් අප උපස්ථාන කිරීමෙන් ලබන ලද සියලු පින් පළමු කොට ලෝ සසුන් සුරකින ඉන්ද්‍රාදී දෙවියනට පින් පඬුරු වශයෙන් අනුමෝදන් කරනු ලැබේවා. පළමු පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනාවෙන් අධිකතර චිත්ත සන්තෝෂ භාවයට පත්වන්නා වූ එම දෙවියන්ගේ දේවතේජානුභාව බලයත් ශ්‍රීමත් බුද්ධාදී රත්නත්‍රයානුභාව බලයත් ලන්ඩන් බෞද්ධ විහාරාධිපති එක්සත් රාජධානියේ ප්‍රධාන සංඝනායක බෝගොඩ සීලවිමල නායක හාමුදුරුවන් වහන්සේ තවලම බන්දුල හාමුදුරුවන් වහන්සේ ඇතුළු විහාරස්ත මහා සංඝරත්නයටත් මෙම කටින පින්කමට වැඩමවා වදාළ සියලු මහා සංඝරත්නයටත් මෙවර කටින පින්කමේ ප්‍රධාන දායකත්වය දරන සියලු දායක දායිකා පින්වත් හැම දෙනාටමත් ලන්ඩන් බෞද්ධ විහාරයට අයත් සියලු දායක පින්වතුන් හැම දෙනාටමත් ඉහාත්ම භාව සංකයාත මෙලොවින් ඇතිවන්නා වූ සකලාන්තරාය සර්වෝපද්‍රවයන් හිරුදුට ගණදුරක්ෂයෙන් විහත විද්වංසනය කරනු ලැබේවා. තවද අපවත් වී වදාළ සිරිදේව මිත්ත ධම්මපාල හාමුදුරුවන් වහන්සේ හම්බල සද්ධාතිස්ස නායක හාමුදුරුවන් වහන්සේ මැදගම වජිරඥාන නායක හාමුදුරුවන් වහන්සේ ඇතුළු සියලු මහා සංඝරත්නයටත් මෙවර කටින පින්කමේ දායකත්වය දරන සියලු පින්වත් හැම දෙනා නමින් මියගිය සියලු ඥාතීන්ටත් ලන්ඩන් බෞද්ධ විහාරය ආරම්භක අවස්ථාවේ පටන් මේ දක්වා දායකකම් කොට මිය පරලොව ගිය සියලු දායක දායිකා පින්වතුන්ටත් සුගති සංකයාත සුගතියටම පත්වෙත්වා. ඒ මේ අප හැම දෙනාටම මෙපින් පිහිටා මෙතැන් පටන් නිවන් දක්නා ජාති දක්වාම නරකාදී සතර අපාදුකකට කිසියම් කාලයකදීවත් නොපැමිණ චාතුර්මහා රාජිකය තාවතිංසය යාමය තුසිතය ආත්ම භාව සංකයාත මෙලොවින් ඇතිවන්නා වූ සකලාන්තරාය සර්වෝපද්‍රවයන් හිරුදුට ගණදුරක්ෂයෙන් විහත විද්වංසනය කරනු ලැබේවා. තවද අපවත් වී වදාළ සිරිදේව මිත්ත ධම්මපාල හාමුදුරුවන් වහන්සේ හම්බල සද්ධාතිස්ස නායක හාමුදුරුවන් වහන්සේ මැදගම වජිරඥාන නායක
Sangha will now come forward and decide whom to receive it. Yeah, Most Venerable Palit Thera, head of Cambridge Buddhist Vihara, and Venerable Kohukumbure Siridhamma Thera, Vice Abbot of Thames Buddhist Vihara, now officiate the Vinaya proceeding.
හොඳයි මහා සංඝරත්නයෙන් අපිට අවසරයි. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ ආරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භාගවතෝ ආරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භාගවතෝ ආරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස සෝනාතු මේ භාන්තේ සංඝෝ ඉදං සංඝස්ස කඨින චීවරං උපන්නං යදි සංඝස්ස පාත කල්ලං සංඝෝ ඉමං කඨින චීවරං බන්දුලස්ස භික්ඛුනෝ දාදේය කඨිනං අත්හරිතුං ඒසාඤ්ඤති සෝනාතු මේ භාන්තේ සංඝෝ ඉදං සංඝස්ස කඨින චීවරං උපන්නං සංඝෝ ඉමං කඨින චීවරං බන්දුලස්ස භික්ඛුනෝ දේති කඨිනං අත්හරිතුං යසායස්මතෝ ඛමති ඉමස්ස කඨින චීවරස්ස බන්දුලස්ස භික්ඛුනෝ දානං කඨිනං අත්හරිතුං සෝතං හස්ස යස්ස නඛමති සෝභාසෙය්‍ය දින්නං ඉදං සංඝේන කඨින චීවරං බන්දුලස්ස භික්ඛුනෝ කඨිනං අත්හරිතුං කාමති සංඝස්ස ආත්මාතුන්හි ඒවමෙතං ධාරයාමි දින්නං ඉදං සංඝේන කඨින චීවරං බන්දුලස්ස භික්ඛුනෝ කඨිනං අත්හරිතුං කාමති සංඝස්ස තස්මාතුන්හි ඒවමෙතං ධාරයාමි දින්නං ඉදං සංඝේන කඨින චීවරං